I'm like constantly cold and electrocuted.
I'm Wiza.
I'm Nada.
This is the Two Keys in a Podcast.
Is that lame? I feel like that was lame as fuck.
Welcome back to the Two Keys in a Podcast.
This is episode 3.
This is episode 3. This is episode 3.
And we got a lot to talk about this week.
I feel like we do.
We do. Last week we didn't really, but this week we had.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I only watched Kendrick Lamar's performance.
Please tell me that you liked it.
I loved it.
Oh my God. Okay, I saw that so many people were calling it like the worst halftime show of all time. I'm like, are you guys okay?
Yeah, people who don't follow hip hop and don't know what the fuck is going on.
No, clearly.
Because I have been seeing posts that are saying it is the most artistic, like, masterpiece of this time. Like, everything was so well thought out.
No, like, if you don't get it, just say that. Like,
yeah, no,
like,
for real. Like, you're just not meant to watch it.
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part, I thought this was really cool. There was this part during the show where they basically, you know how they're dressed in like red, white, and blue? Okay. They basically like form the American flag and then divide it in two, and then Kendrick walks down the middle.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I thought that was sick because it's like showing the divide that's in America right now.
Was it ever? My favorite part was when he kept like teasing if he was going to play Not Like Us. And the first time he teased it and he was like, I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue. And like the girls in the back just being like so animated. I thought it was just so clever. Like from beginning to end, I was honestly like, I am a Kendrick fan. So you know what it is? I'm just a hip hop fan in general, like truly. So I got it. I had a blast. I can understand why like people that maybe don't particularly listen to Kendrick Lamar, maybe they weren't having such a good time. Yeah. But like, I got the vibe.
I got the vibe too. And like that moment in the show where he like turns to the camera and he smiles and he says, so he says, "Hey Drake."
No, for sure. That was everybody lost their mind at that point because everybody was wondering whether or not he was gonna not only perform the song, but say the words, like say Drake, all his chubs, like all the do you know the beef? Kinda?
I know the beef a little bit, and I know it from like what you've explained to me pretty much. Because to be honest though, like I really liked like original Drake. Like I liked Drake when he started off. I liked his like first hits. Like now like I haven't been the biggest Drake fan lately, but like I do really love Kendrick, and I've always loved Kendrick. Like,
so you're Team Kendrick?
I have to be Team Kendrick.
Okay. I like them both. Like it's not a crime. I like them both. Okay. Yeah. Like I used to be a really big fan of Drake, and I don't want to get into it as to why. Like I'm not as much anymore. Maybe I will at the end of this podcast or something like that.
We can touch on it.
Stay till the end. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like Kendrick Lamar and Drake, arguably two of the biggest rappers on planet Earth. Okay. Yeah. Last year, they took part in a little bit of a back and forth. Yeah. Because, which, by the way, like super, super normal behavior for rappers to go back and forth, just because, you know, it's like, yes, it's a music genre, but it is a competitive sport at the end of the day. Like you're kind of supposed to come with the energy of like, I'm the best, like I'm number one, whatever. So long story short, Kendrick.
He called Drake a predator like multiple times.
No, for sure. Like that would suck. That was
crazy. No, like being called out at the Super Bowl for like actually being like a predator is crazy.
The whole thing was that, so like after the beef kind of like wrapped up, like Not Like Us was the last song. Like they went back and forth. It was like 10 songs that they went back and forth with. And then Not Like Us truly was like a mic drop. Like it was kind of over after that.
Yeah, I think so.
But after that, Drake tried to sue UMG, which is like Universal Music Group, which is like it's like the umbrella like music label for like all of your faves. Like literally everybody is owned by this music group. Okay. So he's like suing this like absolute like massive establishment. Part of the lawsuit is that he's trying to stop Kendrick from performing it at the Super Bowl pretty much because it's like the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
No, that did not happen.
Say Drake.
Say Drake.
Poor guy.
No, and Drake was at the Super Bowl too, right? Like, was Drake at the Super Bowl?
Oh my God, he was overseas. He was not even in the country.
Okay, so TikTok lies to me because I saw a clip of Drake looking down on his phone and he was at the Super Bowl.
Oh,
but
please.
I guess he was.
People are so, like, here's the thing, right? Like, I just feel like none of these guys pay my bills. Like, I truly, you'll never catch me, like, actually taking sides in a rap beef. Like, I think that that's so fucking weird.
I didn't even know there was rap beef until, like, you kind of told me.
No, totally. It's just kind of like what people do. Like, other notable rap beefs have been, like, Tupac and Biggie, Jay-Z versus Nas.
Yeah.
I can't think of more right now. But, like, the reason why Kendrick Lamar and Drake was so massive was because they're the two biggest artists, right? And so when you...
Didn't they, like, come up together, too?
Kinda, yeah, like in the same sort of era.
Yeah.
Last year, it was really strange because before it was like the main event, which is Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, there was like a weird dogpiling of like everybody and their mother was coming out and dissing Drake. Like it was like Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar. But Mustard.
Not
like,
Party Next Door.
The Weeknd. No, not Party Next Door. Oh my God, by the way, happy Valentine's Day. I cannot wait to listen to their album. No, but like, even though we think Drake is, you know, fabulous, super talented and just like incredible, he must not be very popular amongst his peers because, yeah, like everybody was just coming out and dissing him. Obviously, the only one that stuck that people really wanted to tune in for was Drake versus Kendrick Lamar because... Yeah. I forgot to mention that Drake has notoriously been part of like other rap beefs and he usually wins. Like,
oh yeah.
And like by a landslide sometimes. Yeah. So it's like when Kendrick Lamar kind of stepped up, it was all eyes on them because you've actually met your match. So when they were like going back and forth, it was actually quite a fabulous time to be alive, especially as a hip hop fan, just because like, first of all, you never get like a rap beef on this scale. Like again, two biggest artists ever. Yeah. So there was like a few weeks where they were just back and forth, going back and forth with like some of the best songs. Like I know we all talk about Not Like Us, but I'm not gonna lie, like I still listen to Family Matters. Like I love Drake's side of it too, right? Right? I just like can't pick a side. Like you just couldn't make me. Like they're both good artists.
No, I just think the biggest difference in my opinion is that like everything Kendrick does kind of seems to be like a commentary on like society and like issues that are going on. And I think that's why I lean to Kendrick a little bit more because he kind of calls out that shit versus I feel like Drake keeps it a little bit more low-key and a little bit more like light and fun, you know?
No, by the way, like that's why he's the more commercial, more famous, more like, you know, everything because Kendrick is the one that is going to go on a Super Bowl stage and call out America for being fucking like, you know, like
but America
basic.
Needs it. Like America needs it. That's the
and
thing.
It's just the gig is like you go online after and everyone's being like, this is the worst Super Bowl performance of all time. And it's like, no, you just didn't. Yeah. You didn't
understand it.
No.
Yeah.
It's fine though. We did.
We'll just enjoy it amongst yourselves.
No, for sure.
No, and I'm so happy that I have you to keep me posted on these pop culture, hip hop issues because otherwise I would have no idea.
I don't have a choice. How's your back?
My back is so broken. Like if anyone knows what's wrong with me, send help. Okay, like long story short, a couple nights ago, I was like sleeping. And like for further context, I was sleeping on the floor for like a week because it started to make my back feel a little bit better. But then my tailbone started getting really sore. So then I just like reverted back to the bed once my back was a little more okay. Anyways, at like 3 a.m. one night, I wake up in excruciating pain. Like I could not move. I thought I was gonna like need to go to the emergency. And I like woke my boyfriend up and I was like, Ryan, I can't move. Like my back hurts so much. And this motherfucker just went back to sleep. Anyways, I hobbled over to the couch and I was like seriously thinking that I need to go to the emergency. And I was like wide awake at that point. So I was like, my confession right now is that like I've lived here for 3 years and I've never registered with Alberta Health Services. So I wasn't sure if the emergency was going to take me.
This poor girl, she couldn't go.
Yeah, and it would take me a while to get like my health number and health card and whatever. So I was just like stressed. Like I was about to book a flight to Vancouver just to go get my back looked at. As I slept on the couch for a bit, it made my back better, but it was still like dire. So I headed off to the registry. I got my Alberta Health Services card, or not card. She gave me like a number. But the story behind this was that like apparently I've had an Alberta Health number since I was 10 years old. And that's because I lived in Edmonton with my dad for a year when I was 10, and he forgot to cancel my like registration for it, which ended up being a really good thing because sometimes it resets at 21, but mine continued on. So I got a health number right away, and I'm going to go see a doctor. But I've been in dire pain, and I didn't do anything to cause it, and it's been forever. So I have no idea what's going on. Yeah.
Shout out to inactive dads. Number one. Number two, I feel really bad because a few weeks ago I made fun of your back on the podcast, and it's actually getting a little serious right now. I really don't know if that is going to be okay.
I didn't take it that serious.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just frustrating because like I want to like do shit, and like I literally cannot even like empty the dishwasher. Like that shit is just killing my back, and I just don't know what's wrong with it. I think the worst part is just not knowing.
Yeah.
Because like, how do I fix it if I don't know what's like causing it?
No, for sure. ChatGPT.
I have been discussing with ChatGPT for months. I kid you not.
ChatGPT is my guy.
Yeah.
I go to him for everything.
Oh, literally everything.
He's the most reliable person ever.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, I didn't even know what love was before.
Truly, truly. Should we talk about the fact that like Love is Blind is premiering today as we record this?
Oh my god, ew, I'm so excited. No, you guys have no idea how much I love. There's 3 things on this earth that I love, okay? 4. Hip hop.
Obviously.
Real estate.
Yeah.
Reality TV.
And nada.
I was going to say myself, but for sure, you as well. Yeah, no, for sure. We're a package deal. Wiza and nada. Yeah, no, I'm so excited. I live to just like, I think why I like reality TV so much is because it makes me feel a little bit better about my own life. Like these people are ridiculous. No, not my love.
Okay, I thought it's a love show. What did you expect me to say?
No, I mean, well, yeah, a lot of the reality shows I watch are like Love Island, The Bachelor. No, actually, the only love shows I watch are those 3, like Love is Blind, Love Island, and The Bachelor, and like Bachelor in Paradise.
That's a lot more than I watch because I only watch Love is Blind, and like Wiza lets me know when it's coming up, so I get ready.
I'm surprised you just let me know. Like, I'm stoked. Oh my god, let's wrap this up. Like, I have Party Next Door and Drake's album to get to. Love is Blind. I'm busy.
No, and I think the strangest thing about Wiza is that like this girl loves reality TV, and like I've never met someone who like I've asked like, what's your favorite like TV shows? Like, what are you watching? And hers is literally reality TV.
Yeah, you know why? It's just it feels very interactive to me. I especially like the live ones. So like I know I just mentioned that I like a lot of like Love Island, like those ones, but more so I like competition reality TV shows. Like I just like a competition. I'm not obsessed with Survivor like some people are, but I get it.
Oh, because
like
you love Big Brother.
I like Big Brother.
Yeah,
Big Brother's my shit.
I used to be really into Big Brother, but like I couldn't keep up anymore. Like I fell off, and I think
you know what it is. I just like love a challenge. Oh, The Challenge. That's like literally one of my favorite TV shows ever. Traitors. Do you watch Traitors?
You tried to make me watch it. I watched a couple episodes. I couldn't get into it.
Traitors is, I'm not being funny, might be the best show on earth. Like, might be the best show on earth.
Well, I'll like watch Traitors fully when you watch like a real normal TV show. How about that?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I told you to watch Bridgerton like 2 years ago.
No, I know.
And like you just like no TV show I recommend this woman will watch. It's only reality TV or nothing.
And honestly, you're not the only one. I have so many friends that try and make me watch like Game of Thrones, like all the like, you know, like anyway. It's just, it won't happen. Like I think I just like reality TV. I know it's not always like real. By the way, the only reality shows that I don't watch are like the like Housewives. Like I actually don't watch the Housewives or like the Kardashians. Like that's too much.
Yeah.
I like I said, competition reality. I like a show where there's a goal.
Yeah.
So like at the end of it, there's like money or like
marriage.
Love. An engagement with someone you don't know.
A free wedding.
Yeah.
I think I love is Blind right now too. Like the reason it's like one of the only reality TV shows that I watch is because like I just think the concept, first of all, I started watching it because the concept was so crazy. But then they started revealing that like basically everyone that goes on a show is like a liar and like already has like boyfriends that they're breaking up with, girlfriends that they're breaking up with to go on the show. Like
they just want coke.
They're so inauthentic. Like they just want to be reality TV stars, get on Perfect Match, and then like make their bag that way.
You know, it's not a bad route. Because you go on and like, especially if you're remotely attractive, like it's just a really easy way to like get a bunch of followers, get like whatever, like I feel like that used to be like such a stigma.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, like I feel like if I'm watching a reality TV show and there's a girl that's clearly on there just for clout, I'm like, get it. Get it.
Oh,
what are the chances that you're actually going to find love with this dude?
No, it's true.
You know? Another thing is that a lot of my friends tell me that I need to go on reality TV. They're like, you'd be the perfect person for reality TV. I'm like, do you know me?
Love to sign you up.
No.
I've been trying to sign her up for Love Is Blind for the last 2 years. They did casting in Canada.
I would never do it, like ever.
I tried with all of my friends. I was like, you need to go on Love Is Blind. You need to go on Love Is Blind, and no one would do it.
Oh yeah, wait, weren't they casting in Alberta?
They were casting, yeah. They're making one in Canada.
Really?
I cannot wait to see it because imagine someone goes onto the show and you know them.
Oh my God, that'd be crazy.
And I'm from Vancouver too, so like I know a lot of these people. I'm like, that would be tea.
No, for sure. I just can't believe I can't believe I forgot that they were casting in Alberta for a little bit. What's it going to be? Like Edmonton? Toronto?
I don't know. Well, I feel like
Love
they
is
just have
Blind
like
Toronto
the major cities and shit.
Wait,
like,
can we talk about how Love is Blind Toronto would be such a hot mess? I just feel like no one there is serious. Like,
no, Vancouver's like that too. Like literally
dating.
no one's serious.
Yeah. I would never go. Actually, I'm lying. Do you want to know the only show I would ever go on?
What?
Reality wise? Have you ever watched The Circle?
Yes.
The Circle's good because you're just in your own lounge and you're just like talking to the thing about reality TV that I couldn't go on is because a lot of the shows that I watch like have a lot to do, like I said, competition. It has a lot to do with like backstabbing, manipulating. Like I would actually cut someone. No, like it would not be good for me, like or them. Like I swear, like I would need a show. The Circle's The Circle because you're just in your own space, and if you want to punch someone in the face, you can't.
That's true. Yeah, it definitely make you more hinged.
Hinged
versus unhinged.
Yeah, you're forced.
Yeah. I don't know. I think my biggest fear in life is like becoming like reality TV meme. Like, do you know what I'm talking? Because you know, like Jessica from like Love Is Blind, when she was like, "Wait till you see what you're missing out on."
Do I ever?
Yeah.
No, she was just so embarrassing. Like she would just get drunk and like feed her dog wine.
What was the name of that girl who said she looked like Megan Fox? And then the internet
think about her every day.
memed her. Chelsea. Oh no, I could not.
That was actually insane.
That was everyone came.
That
for
was
her.
insane.
Everyone came. For her.
I would die if I went on a reality TV show and everybody talked about my looks. Like she kind of like had it coming because she said that herself, but like just she probably said it in like such a passing comment, you know, and like the fact that the internet just on that and like just killed her.
And that's where people get really mad at Love Is Blind because like they want to keep it as Love Is Blind. Like the second you drop a hint about what you look like, or
literally
like
messed up the whole.
It defeats the purpose.
Totally.
Because like you know, damn straight he might have not chosen her if she didn't say that. Like think like a man. Like
and it just sucks because the other girl that was like kind of
was Jessica.
She's like the prettiest girl who's ever been on it. If any of my haters really wanted to get me back for something, like I don't know, I've never done anything, but like I don't know, just sign me up for Survivor. Survivor,
oh my God,
is hell, torture. People who willingly go on Survivor, I'm like, good for you. Couldn't be me. Outside, wilderness, bugs.
Yeah. I haven't watched it since I was like 8 years old, so I totally forgot. Do they actually just like live off the land?
Oh, and they have challenges so that they can have like, you know, like some like shelter and stuff like that, but it's not a home.
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
Curtains or whatever.
No, like what would get into you to make you want to do that?
No, people are wild.
Yeah.
And it's like the biggest reality show on earth. Like it's one of those ones that has been on for like a million seasons, and like there's always going to be contestants lining up to play that game. I would rather die.
Yeah, you can catch me.
Oh. Yeah.
I feel like we should do a little backstory on like why, like how you got into real estate, like what made you want to be a realtor, because I know that's not a lot of people's first choice.
I've always liked architecture. Like I've always just really been into like interior design and that sort of thing. It was during COVID, I remember. It was like the first lockdown. It was like the first time ever where you had like a moment to sit and like think on your couch. And I just remember thinking like, what am I gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do? I know I'm not doing what I want to be doing right now. I was working at like a salon, like as a receptionist. I didn't do hair or
Which
anything.
was the biggest I have to mention this. Wiza working at a salon was the biggest plug ever for me because when I moved here, I didn't have a hairstylist and she found me like the best one ever. And now I see her like like it's so great.
She's the best.
Continue.
Yeah. Oh, and I worked at like, these were like major salons. Like they were like really like high end, like award worthy salons and stuff like that too. So I still know a lot of hairstylists in the business and stuff like that. We're still friends. That wasn't the point. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah. So I knew I wasn't doing what I wanted to be doing. So I just like, you know, thought about it and I was just like, what would I be really good at?
Yeah.
And I came to the conclusion of real estate. Like I honestly, this is not a business that you get in unless you think you'd rock at it.
Oh, for sure.
So I really like thought about it, weighed the pros and cons. And I was just like, you know what? I'd be super good at that. And I told my manager at the time, I knew I wanted to move to Calgary and pursue it just because I knew I wanted to start my career in a city that I could actually see myself living in long term. I came from Lethbridge, Alberta.
Yeah. I didn't even know what Lethbridge was until I moved here.
Godspeed. So when I I started studying real estate and then I moved to Calgary officially and like just hit the ground running. Like I literally, there's literally, everybody I told was just like, you're going to move to Calgary and do that? Like, do you know how competitive it is?
Oh yeah.
I know so many people that have fallen flat on their face and all this stuff. And I just kind of didn't listen. Like I just was like, I'm the type of person where like the fear of failure scares me way less than the fear of like never trying.
I hear you on that.
I need to pursue my dreams.
I totally hear you.
Otherwise, I won't shut up about it in my head. And when I don't shut up about something in my own head, like I'm so annoying to myself. So like I just knew that I wanted to do it, so I did it. What about you?
Oh my God, my story's like so crazy because I did like a full 180.
Oh yeah.
I was like in university doing like a science degree. And I think part of me probably should have gone into business. But honestly, when I was in high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I literally hit your local Google and I was like, what job makes the most amount of money? Plastic surgeon came up. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm like you, if I like put my mind to something, I'll get it done. Like that's on being delusional. So like only delusional people make it, I swear. But
for sure. No, by the way, like it takes delusional.
Oh yeah.
Delusion.
Yeah. And I think like my grades were really good in high school. And like I wanted to go to UBC though, because like I was getting bullied so bad at the end of high school and everyone from my high school is going to go to SFU. Oh, no. So I studied my little heart out and I was like, there was probably 3 to 5 people in my year who got into UBC. So I did it. I got in and I got a little scholarship too, which was pretty baller. Anyways, but it was for science and I got there. I was absolutely so miserable that I can't even explain it. Like I just hated it so much. I was like, what have I done? And I was 3 years in. This is so crazy, but I used to walk alone at night, like late, hoping someone would kidnap me. I was like, someone needs to kidnap me because I cannot go write my physics exam tomorrow.
Are you okay? Do you want to talk about it?
Okay.
Oh my God.
I was not okay. Anyways, and then I don't know, my dad was like a really big investor and like basically I got some like CESB money, which was like CERB, but for like students. So like I took my CERB checks, I invested them. I made a lot of money like randomly in the stock market. And then I got into like crypto because I met this random guy and we like, I don't know, it was so random. Anyways, then I met my partner, Ryan. We were together for a bit. We were both like doing the whole crypto thing. Before we knew it, we had like a whole ass down payment. And he had a full-time job. So we were also listening to this real estate podcast called Bigger Pockets. And it was just like all about real estate investing. But like I talked to my dad about it. My dad like hated the idea of real estate investing. He just like completely shit on it. And I was like, okay, but like I totally see the potential in it. So like Ryan and I we got our pre-approval. And then Ryan was big on Instagram. The realtor he found was Sean Getty. So crazy. Sean helped us buy our first place. And then he was just like a really stand-up dude. Like we liked the way he did business. We liked the way he did everything. And we were like, he made a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's like the thing too. That's what I really liked is that it was totally scalable.
No, I know.
I think my biggest fear would be like being stuck in a job where you're like making the same salary year over year. And then you have to like sit there and like beg for a raise.
I can't.
Meanwhile, inflation's beating the raise you're getting anyways. Like
I can't.
I know. I needed something scalable. And like when I saw Sean, how much he made, I was like, that looks scalable as fuck.
No, for sure. My main thing about when I was sitting thinking about what I would be good at and what I want to do, I definitely wanted to do real estate because I'm the same way. I need a job where like the sky is the limit. Like I can't have, you can't put a cap
like
on
a
me.
ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I get bored, man. And like not to be cocky, but like I kind of reach the top at every job I've ever had. And then I get bored and then I always leave. Like I
you're
always
talking to
leave.
me like I've switched careers. Like
exactly. Like you know the vibes. Like I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like I there's nothing left for me to do here. So yeah, I needed something scalable as well. Speaking of Sean Getty, I think we're going to have guests on.
Yeah, we are going to start having guests on the podcast because I think even though we're entertaining, like us ourselves,
please.
Not that we're running out of things to talk about, but like,
no, but like
just
every once in a while, sprinkle a little guest in there.
like another opinion, like learn about something better. Like we'll do Airbnb, we'll do like Sean will talk about like the team and everything like that and how he scaled his team and just
we'll have interesting guests.
Oh my God.
Like we're gonna have people on that we'd be interested in, you'd be interested in, whether they're real estate investors, whether they're
like
Airbnb like whatever, whether they're I don't know, like just interesting. Like
yeah, we're connected and we're gonna take advantage of that.
No, for sure.
They don't have a choice. They're coming on this podcast.
No, we're gonna pull people into this room. Yeah. Sit and chat.
Just freezing cold room.
Yeah, no, can we talk about the fact that it's minus 700,000 outside?
It is so cold.
And then you get in here and it's no better.
Okay.
And in this specific room. I don't know what it is about this podcast room.
Yeah.
I'm freezing.
These blankets are not for show. Like we are truly freezing when we were in here.
Like you guys think this is just a cozy girly show?
Cozy
like
girlies,
we're actually
like
frozen.
shaking.
The first podcast that we had, Nada brought a freaking like heater
pad,
and I was jealous.
Yeah, I know.
But it was so necessary.
It was the smartest thing I could have done. And I almost grabbed my heater today too. But then Ryan pushed the elevator button and it was already there. And he was like, "You can't run back." And I was like, "Fine."
It's so cold in here. That's all you need to know.
No, and you know, like what the strangest thing is like I keep getting shocked in my apartment. I don't know if like the cold dropping down makes it drier or like what is going on, but like I get shocked by everything in my apartment. Like I touch the oven, I get shocked. Like any door handle, I get shocked.
That's so sad.
I'm like constantly being, I'm like constantly cold and electrocuted.
Even in your apartment?
Even in my apartment, that's where it's the worst.
Oh my God. I thought that this was like, I got shocked when I first came in here and
you shocked me.
Yeah.
Should we talk about like how Trump placed 25% tariffs on aluminum and steel?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Trump placed tariffs on aluminum and steel, 25%.
It's just like, I feel like we're living in a like actual, I feel like this is like The Simpsons or something. Like this is a joke.
No, and seriously, I watch like basically every speech that Trump does. And like I tune into that stuff every morning because in my opinion, just like Wiza loves reality TV, that is the most drama for me. Like I just love the tea when it comes to like US politics.
No, for me, I love reality TV and this is the best reality TV there is.
No, truly. And even I cannot keep up with how many changes are happening and like what's going on right now. Because I think the biggest problem we're going to have now is like the tariffs on aluminum and steel, like that's going to hit Toronto the hardest.
Listen, Ontario is in for an absolute smackdown.
Oh,
like they're literally going to get whipped.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel so bad for them.
I feel bad too. Yeah.
Like the auto industry to Ontario is what oil is to Alberta.
Yeah.
Like it's literally, and the fact that Trump is putting a 25% tariff on steel and well, it's gonna affect the auto industry, the construction industry, all those
like
things.
Everything, yeah.
You know, totally. But like he's only putting a 10% tariff on our bread and butter, which is oil, and we already give oil at such a large discount to the states.
Yeah.
So it kind of like doesn't matter. It definitely matters. Yeah. But what's going to happen, the ripple effect is that everybody in that auto industry in Ontario, which is thousands and thousands of high skilled workers, people, a lot of their jobs are going to be in jeopardy if all of a sudden their biggest exporter,
like purchaser,
purchaser, which is the US, stops purchasing from them because they have to pay 25%.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God, like this is so mean.
It's gonna hit Quebec a little bit hard too.
For
because
sure.
like Toronto's like first up there in like steel and aluminum. And then like Quebec is second. And then you have all the little provinces like Alberta, Sask. Like they make up about 5% like combined. So like for us it's really nothing. But like in Toronto, it's gonna be hard. And I think it sucks because it brings a little bit of relief to our market, because if their market does crash, we're probably going to see a little bit of an influx of those people from Toronto coming over here.
Again.
Like, what do you think about that? You think that's going to happen?
No, by the way, Toronto's market has been crashing.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no,
it's literally already happened.
Especially their condo market.
No,
is
for
like
sure.
just a wreck right now.
Yeah. What we kind of follow Toronto's market really closely just because it does impact ours pretty closely.
Definitely.
And right now there's a bunch of like pre-construction condos that are coming up for like possession soon here, that people who took like literal equity out of their homes to purchase these condos thinking that it was going to be this crazy investment, because how fucking long has Toronto been like on the up and up? It's been like 3 real estate cycles in a row.
Yeah, literally.
So anyways, all of those possessions are coming up. We noticed that there are tons and tons of condo listings on the market that are sitting for hundreds of days, which means that these people are basically double foreclosing on the home that they used their equity to
they're losing
put
deposits.
on this condo. Yeah, exactly. They're losing their deposits and everything like that, but they're also losing, therefore they're losing the money that they used out of their home, that's also lowering in value as well.
Yeah,
as we speak.
It's just like a total,
it's a clusterfuck.
Lose.
Oh my God, Toronto is actually getting their ass whipped.
Oh, for sure.
It's sad.
It is really sad.
Like Nada said, it is going to cause likely an influx of people coming to Alberta, because like with all of this uncertainty in the auto industry and everything like that, people are going to search for more certainty. People are going to search for more stability and a better, life.
Because like, what do you do when you have like an investment that's like going down and you see it's crashing out? Like, most people will try and like recoup whatever of it they can, and they're going to take it to like what seems like a more stable market. And like, if you look at like Alberta specifically, like, yeah, we've slowed down like a little bit, but like we're still holding pretty steady.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
the slowdown was like 8 months or so, and we're already starting to see massive bidding wars again, and we're not even in the spring market, so that's a little scary. I mean, for
buyers.
For buyers. Sellers are having a blast.
For sure.
But that's just why we always say, like, get in the market when you're ready, and don't think about when to time the market and shit like that. Like, dude, you know how many people that passed on buying in COVID that wish they would have?
Oh, for sure.
And like, this is arguably going to be another COVID. Like, the interest rates are probably going to get like knocked down like a fair amount in these next few months. And it's just going to be silly. It's going to be silly not to want to enter into a market that is that, like,
Yeah, for sure. Like, I know in like stock specifically, like it's so proven that like you would just be better putting your money in like the S&P 500 and like leaving it there than trying to time the market.
No,
and sure. I feel like you can like apply that principle with real estate too, right? Like, if you plan on having real estate for a long time and you like look at the price of homes like 20 years back, right? They've gone so much higher. So it's really like, if you're in it for the long game, if you want to pick up a couple properties, you will be more than fine. Yeah. Like, truly.
Like, real estate is just always going to be one of the safest investments to make.
Definitely.
Because in the long run, it always goes up. I think we said this on another podcast, but like, like, not every buyer needs to buy right now. Like, if you're an investor, it depends on what type of investor you are, high risk, low risk, whatever. Like, it depends on when is a good time to buy for you.
Yeah.
But if you're just like a first time home buyer, if you are somebody like a family looking to upsize or something like that, you got to move. I'm being so serious. Like, our prices might skyrocket like they did in COVID.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to benefit from that. I'm telling you that right now, not be on the sidelines. I think that Calgary is just always safe because of oil.
Yeah.
Like, just truly. Like,
but we also just don't have like that many pre-construction condos. Like, we get like one pre-con building here and it like immediately sells out. And like, there's not a lot of
not really our bag.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really like rely on pre-construction. Like, we do a lot of resale in real estate. If we looked at the numbers, like, it's more people buy resale than new construction. And to be honest with you, new construction,
new construction is like really shady right now, because like we needed to increase the output of homes that we were building, so basically what that meant is that like labor was getting more expensive, like materials were getting more expensive. So like everyone just kind of started cheaping out. Like that being said, there's still some good builders out there.
For sure.
But like the quality of homes that we've seen over the last couple years are dramatically worse than what we were seeing
It's
before
like shocking.
that. It is truly shocking. I know, like for me specifically, there was one time, I'm not even going to drop the name of the builder, but I was in a home that like was not even like 2 years old, and I walked in like riddled in mold.
Yeah. Nuts.
And that's the thing that people don't realize sometimes is like the contractors that they have to come in and build these homes, like they don't have someone that they're constantly using. Like sometimes they're just outsourcing like different people.
Yeah.
And you can't really guarantee that the quality of labor is going to be the same on every single thing.
Not at all.
Like in our case specifically, like for that property, they totally forgot to like seal off the attic. So like that's why there was mold all over the ceiling and like
such
everywhere.
A basic thing. So think about that. Like think about the fact that like if that's being forgotten, that is how fast these things are getting. Yeah, like that's how fast these things are getting thrown up. You know, just if you want to buy a new home, that's totally fine. Just get a home inspection and make sure that you have your own representation, not the builder, a third party inspection, and make sure that you have a realtor on your side too, who is going to negotiate those things for you, because you won't.
Yeah.
You won't think of it. Like you just won't. Like you walk into a show home and you're getting sold all the glitz and the glam and like the finishings and everything like that. Before you know it, you're under contract and you didn't even think about putting a home inspection in there.
No, absolutely. And like, yeah, I think that's the biggest like misconception that I see with like new homes is people think that because it's new, there's going to be nothing wrong with it.
And by the way, if I'm like as an average consumer, I would totally think that too. Like new home, new me, like perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Not always.
Like I would almost rather get a home inspection on a brand new home than like something that's like 15 years old.
No, for sure. Because you're like, oh, it's standing.
Because I know it's standing. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what that one's going to do in a couple years.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on now.
Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy time.
What are you doing? It's Valentine's Day. What are you and Ryan doing?
Oh my God. So Ryan and I are like notoriously bad at celebrating stuff. Like we don't celebrate each other's birthdays. We don't do anniversaries. Like we do nothing. So anyways, we both realized last minute that we should probably go grab dinner for Valentine's Day. All the reservations were booked up.
By the way, that's the only reason I would want a boyfriend is to do shit on holidays. Like
I can't be bothered.
Never see him anywhere else.
Like so truly.
Any other day.
And I think my favorite place is like being at home. Like honestly, sure. I'm no happier than like when I'm at home. But anyways, we like booked like a last minute rezo, which means that we're randomly grabbing dinner at 4:30 p.m.
Not 4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m.
Oh
so like
God.
right after this, I'm gonna go grab dinner, and it's not even like that fancy of a place, but I really like their food.
Where is it?
It's called like Park by Citizen or something.
Oh,
it's I forgot what type of cuisine.
Okay, well, it's gonna be a surprise for both of you.
Yeah, it will be a surprise. What are your plans for this Valentine's Day?
Oh, like I said, I'm listening to Party Next Door and Drake's new album.
Yeah.
I also am so glad that you reminded me about Love is Blind. Like I'm actually so excited to go home and watch that. Oh my God.
Did they release multiple episodes? It's not just like one, right?
They always do. They always release like the pod episodes and then like the life episodes and then like the marriage. I can't believe people get married on that show.
That's so crazy.
It's so crazy. Don't you dare ever like nominate me for that shit. I am not nuts.
I could never trust a man that fast.
No. Oh my God.
Sorry.
At all.
So sorry.
Anyway. Speaking of Drake,
you have beef with him?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think I'm ready to talk about my trauma. So, what year are we?
2025.
Okay, so this happened a couple years ago. So this was 2023. Mm-hmm. Drake put out a collaboration album with 21 Savage. It was called It's All a Blur.
Yeah.
And they announced that they were going on tour. It's called the It's All a Blur tour. Mm-hmm. And I really wanted to go. I have seen Drake in pretty much every major city in Canada. I seen him once in Calgary, once in Edmonton, once in Vancouver. Mm-hmm. And when he dropped the like tour date list for this tour, Toronto was like the last date. So I was like, I want to go. Like it's Drake, it's Toronto, like it's lit, you know, like it's his hometown, whatever. So I rounded up two friends. Okay. One of them lives here and one of them lives in Toronto. So it was actually going to be like pretty easy. We were just going to stay with her, which also justified the astronomical price of those tickets, but I don't want to talk about it. So anyway, so the tickets went on sale in like April. It was like pre-sale, and the concert was in October. So I'm like on the website, like in the queue, waiting for the tickets, and I get there, and you there's 3 of us. We have to all be on the same page. So I was just like, hey, like, do these tickets like look good to you guys or whatever? Again, like the price was, but one of my friends, the one that lived here, was like, yep, sounds good to me. The one that lived in Toronto was like, guys, like,
she was over it.
I'm not paying that for a ticket. You guys have a blast. So we were like, fair. So we got 2 tickets for the 2 of us, and I made sure that we were going to the Saturday show, because the other thing was he was doing 2 back-to-back shows, one on a Friday and one on a Saturday. So we were like, we definitely want to go on the Saturday, right? Cool. We bought the tickets. The next day, I get a text from the girl who lives in Toronto who didn't want to pay those prices. Her boyfriend texts me saying, hey, have you already bought the tickets? Is it too late if I want to buy her one?
Yeah.
And I was just like, are you serious? Like, you're willing to pay for her? I'm like, skirt. Because the other thing was that when I went to buy the Saturday tickets, I like went to press check out, and right before there was a glaring pop-up, okay, that said like, these tickets are refundable until like 2 days before the concert ticket.
That's so nice.
And I was like, cool. Like, it's not like I was planning on actually returning these or anything, but like, good to know, whatever.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got that text, I was like, oh my God, I can just return these and I can get the 3 of us some. Like, what a dream. Like, this is obviously all 3 of us would want to go all together. So before returning the tickets, I just like, I went in the queue again. And it's like, it's hectic. You're in the queue, you're rushed and things like that. And like, I'm mainly just trying to find like 3 tickets that are similar to the 2 that we bought, like similar price, similar sort of like seating, like whatever, but for 3. It was a hard task. Like, it took me a while, and finally I landed on 3 tickets, and I pressed pay now. Okay. It turns out that I accidentally bought them for the Friday.
Oh God.
I was like, okay, well, whatever. Like, I'm sure it's fine. Like, Friday, Saturday, like, tomato.
Yeah.
So, we're going to the Friday now, and fast forward to, we're in Toronto. We're getting ready for the concert. Okay. That morning, Drake put out his album For All the Dogs. So, like, obviously, like, leading up to the concert, you're like on social media, you're on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and you're kind of like seeing snippets of the concert that
you're like getting
about
hyped.
to see.
Yeah, you're like hyping yourself.
Well, yeah,
up.
and now it's in your algorithm. Like, you bought the tickets, like, whatever. So I can see that, like, sometimes he brings out guests, and especially for the Canadian tour stops, because
it's his hometown.
Well, not only that, but like 21 Savage actually isn't allowed in Canada.
Oh,
like, I don't know if you don't know, he's just, there's some border issues there.
Savage.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the first rapper that like isn't allowed in Canada, whatever. But instead, on the Canadian shows, he brought out special guests, and everyone was pretty like, it was common knowledge that 21 Savage was probably going to skip the Canadian shows of the tour. So I'm looking on social media, and I see that in Montreal, his special guest that he brought out for the crowd was J. Cole.
Oh my God. I would love that.
A dream.
A total dream.
A dream. In Vancouver, he brought out Travis Scott.
Yeah. Still good.
Still, totally. Like, these are like 2 like major artists, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, who's he going to bring out for Toronto? Like,
of course.
It's Toronto. It's his hometown. Like, if these are the caliber of artists that he's bringing out in like Montreal, like, I'm expecting Toronto to be insane.
To go all out.
So fast forward, we're in Toronto now. It's the day of the concert, and we're getting ready or whatever. That morning, Drake put out his new album, the For All the Dogs, and I was listening to it, and there is a line in it that says something to the effect of 21 just got a green card.
Wow.
So immediately in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, is he bringing out, like, is 21 Savage?
That's so crazy.
Hear me out, okay? Because now my mind is like, my wheels are spinning, and I'm like, guys, I don't think it's insane for me to think this. I think he might be bringing out 21 Savage.
Yeah.
My friends were like, no, like, and I was just like, dude, no, like, I think that might be a possibility.
So perfect.
It's not the first time that he's brought somebody across the border that isn't allowed. Like, Lil Wayne has been across the border. He's a criminal. Like, like, it's Drake. He can pull some strings, whatever. Yeah. So I don't know if my expectations were too high or what, but to say the least, I was underwhelmed because first of all, his energy was like a little low. I noticed, like, I don't know, like what it was.
But you've been to like his concerts, so you know if it's low.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a good gauge.
Yeah. And I just didn't feel like the same hype at this one. I don't know, whatever. Maybe I was just in my head, honestly. Yeah. But then it gets to the part of the show where he brings out a special guest, okay? Yeah. And again, keep in mind, I am convinced, like nobody could tell me that he wasn't bringing out 21 Savage. I'm not going to lie. Like I thought I cracked the fucking code, okay? He brings out Lil Baby.
Oh.
Not that being your reaction.
No, I just like I've never once thought to myself that I need to like see Lil Baby.
And don't get me wrong.
He's good. Yeah.
No, I love Lil Baby. I know all his songs and everything. But again, like I really thought that he was gonna. In my mind, honestly, at that moment, I was like, this must be one of many. Like he must be bringing out
to,
more
like,
people.
The standard he set, like that's what you would like expect to like keep up with it. You know.
But yeah, no, he brought out Lil Baby, and that was it. That was the end of the concert. Like again, I was underwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know what it was. Anyway, so we carry on with the trip. I'm on social media. Obviously, the next day we were like doing something else, and I see that the following day, the Saturday, the day that we were actually supposed to go. Keep in mind before I fucked up with the tickets. He brings out.
No,
just give me a sec. Wait. He brings out J. Cole.
Oh my God.
And 21 Savage. No, Nada. I was sick to my stomach. I was literally sick. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Not only did he bring out this was my expectation, is what he did 24 hours later.
Oh my God.
Like, I was so upset, honestly. Like, you have no idea. It's just the fact that, like, why... If you're going to perform 2 back-to-back shows as an artist, why would you make one of the shows so astronomically better than the first one? Like, I actually think that's rude.
It was rude.
And the fact that it's your hometown, like, I really wasn't expecting that from Drake.
No, but the way you, like, scoped it out and, like, heard it from the lyric and, like, you had that inkling, like, that's so crazy.
I literally was like, ooh, I know my spidey senses are sensing.
Oh, my God.
And I knew 21 Savage was going to come out, and little did I know he was, but it was just not going to be on my show.
I never like listened to lyrics like that, like especially if it was a new song. Like I wouldn't have been able to pick up on that.
I just like, what's the point of listening to a song if you're not listening?
No, but like I listen to the beat and stuff, you know. But then like,
do you want to? I don't. Wait, do you want to tell them about this?
Oh my God! So in Kendrick's Super Bowl performance,
we're going back to that.
Yeah, yes, we're just gonna backtrack for a sec. He sang that line that was like, he sang that line.
Do you need a minute?
Yeah, I do. He sang that line that was like trying to strike a chord, but it's probably a minor.
That line, the main line of the song.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay, I didn't realize that it was a dig on Drake and him calling out for like A minor, like a child, you know? Like I thought it was like actually like a chord, like A minor.
No, like I was on FaceTime with Nada the moment she
like had this epiphany.
Literally, I saw the like light in her eyes. She was just like, oh.
I was like, he's so genius.
And I was just like, what are we confused about? I
don't know. I'm a very like literal person. Like for me, I have to listen to like a song 100 times to like actually analyze the lyrics. Otherwise, I'm just like E minor, you know?
The thing about Kendrick though is that like that's his whole thing. Like everything is pretty much a double entendre.
And that's why I like Kendrick better than Drake. Like I feel like all of his shit is just like there's like depth to everything that he says almost. Like
by the way, that's why Drake is the more famous, more commercial, more popular one because he like caters to
he
caters to like the
masses,
the average basic bitch.
Yeah,
like
no,
me.
for
By
real.
the way, no, like
for
I
real.
love Drake. Like I just also love Kendrick, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Kendrick does that really well.
Yeah,
really
and I think people were upset because it wasn't like Katy Perry, like with like sharks dancing around. Like you actually had to think, like use your brain to analyze the performance versus like, you know, people in a shark costume. Like that's just fun. But I'm not gonna like see that and think like there must be a deeper meaning.
No, by the way, like when people were like complaining about the show, do you know how many times I've sat through a Super Bowl halftime show where I don't really give a shit about the artist?
Yeah.
It's not like I go on Twitter afterwards and I'm like, this was the worst halftime show pay for no. It's a bathroom break. Like
it's never like
I go
deep,
do something
though.
else. Like
it's always like I feel like so shallow in like my opinion, and like I get that like when you're catering to like the masses and like you want to impress everyone, but like it was like Kendrick's was so deep, and it was like a political statement, like it was a social statement, like it was every which statement, you know.
No, the gag is like the fact that everyone was complaining that it was too deep was like what he was taking a dig at. Like he was literally like the whole Sam, like Uncle Sam thing was him being like playing the American game, like being
and like the controller
basic
on stage, like
no, totally. Like it was all like, guys, like if you don't get it, just stay with it. It wasn't for you.
Yeah,
it wasn't for you.
And I think that's like a really good note to like end it at, because like everyone should sit at home, watch that performance 80 times like we did.
Yeah, and think about your choices when you say that it wasn't a good halftime performance show. What else did you want?
Rethink.
No, for sure. You're also talking to two like swagalicious girls. Anyway,
swagalicious.
I don't know.
Anyways, our cameras are dying and like everything is dying. So I think we're gonna wrap this podcast up
because we have to.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch y'all next time on Two Keys in a Podcast.
Lord have mercy.